Hello dear friends, what you're seeing on the screen is my house. I bought this historic house and it's about 130 years old and it has a ton of challenges. Those are the front eaves of the bay window in front of my house, and the thing is about 32 feet high, right? So imagine the situation that now the frustration is how to get up there, how to be able to fix this in a safely way, and how to be able to actually show you the ways I need to do it. So if you notice, once you get up there, you start seeing all the damage that the water does to your wood and all the elements. Pretty much it. You have a lot of wind that blows all your shingles away, and you have a lot of water, and the vibration from the railroad tracks right next to my house actually pop all the nails out. So it's a lot of challenges throughout the house, and I invite you to see more videos of how we can fix this. Now for this challenge, I'm going to use this type of equipment. It's called a boom lift. This thing goes about 45 feet high in the air, and it works with diesel and electricity. So you plug in and you charge the batteries, and you use it for small, slowly movements and the operation of the lift itself. And diesel, so you can actually move it quickly. So you have different switches, you have different controls, and it has some cool safety features that will help you to avoid falling from high altitudes, right? So the first thing that you're going to see is that you have to place it in an area that is nice and safe. And the other one is that you have these outrigs, these four legs that are here, that needs to be placed and on level so you can actually operate the lift. If these things are not on the floor, the lift will not operate because it has some sort of pressure switches on the legs. So it's a really cool safety feature that will ensure that we are nice and straight and we're not going to tilt down and we're going to fall. So that is the cool thing about it. All these switches that you see here for this canister, and on the side you'll find the other one. So by having this nice and straight there, you can actually start lifting yourself up in the sky and being able to move around in different ways. This thing has different, obviously, ways of lifting it up, so you can actually play with the configuration there, and all those articulations will be able to get you to the place in a safe way. Now be careful and move slowly, because you can actually go inside one of the windows. You don't want to do that. But see, now I'm so happy because I'm able to actually see the things in a safe way. You actually feel really safe. And if you want to be a little more safer, you can actually put a harness and actually attach it to the bars over there, right? So now I'm able to measure to see the extent of the damage and understand what I need to do. Then a crown molding was involved in this problem, the fascia board, and some of the structural beams there are also damaged, like some of the rafters were rotted and all the stuff. You saw it. So now we can actually go. In this case, I'm going to Lowe's Home Improvement to look for two things: fasteners, in this case screws, and wood. That's the two things that I need, and other ones I can probably use around with my tools and things like that, right? So you're gonna find a ton of different type of screws. I'm not gonna use nails because they will pop up again, and I don't want that. Now you have these tiny little screws. These ones are used for PVC. We're looking for something that will be good, like some trim screws that we can use on our fascia board and our crown molding. And also we're gonna use some deck screws or serious screws for our structural things. I don't wanna start banging all this wood and start cracking things out, so we want to make sure that we are careful, and at the end of the day we want to make sure that everything's fine. Now I found this 5-pound of 3-inch screws, but these things are, I don't know why they're changed the design, and I'm gonna make a video about it, but they don't work. So I'm gonna use this other company that they have. This one give you a little bit of more of grip, and they will, they're also rated for exterior applications. And like I said, the trim screws over here, these are 3 1/8, and they will help you a lot to maintain all those boards nice and straight and steady. So now for the people that don't know about wood, there are just two concepts that I normally understand. You have two grades, in this case of the pine that you see here. You have nuts and you have clean wood. Now the clean wood is like twice the price, and those are the ones that we're going to use for our fascia boards. Any finishing, you don't want these nuts, because when you paint, the thing is gonna bleed all the stuff, and it's gonna be unprofessional. So you want to make sure that it's nice and clean and it looks beautiful. Now for the structural part that I'm restoring, I'm going to use the wood that was there, which is like a knotted wood. So I have a little list of things that I may need, for the top and bottom, and that's why I came with like 2x4s, 2x6s, obviously the crown molding, the clean 1x6s, the knotted 1x6s, and some of this tongue and groove, the tongue and groove that is going to go under the eave, because that was, that's the thing that makes the under section of the eave over there. And obviously a pack of shingles over here, so I can repair the stuff. The shingles on my house are really damaged, and I actually bought all the new shingles, architectural shingles, approved already, so it's really cool. Now I'm just doing the repairs because I don't want to kind of walk too much on the brand new shingles. I want to make sure that I fix all the damages before I change all the shingles. In fact, nobody will help me change the shingles if I don't fix these rotted sections, right? So I have no choice. So now with the boom lift, that canister will help you to actually put all your fasteners, your hand tools over there. And I'm using, this thing has a special tip, like a T24 tip, and I'm gonna go ahead and put all those things inside there with my screws, with me some clamps and things that I'm gonna need. And I'm gonna go ahead and start analyzing the sections that I need to be able to understand the parts that I need, the pieces that I need to cut, and actually mend these areas. Now I found a lot of hay, a lot of little straw sections, but there were no nests with any type of animal. There were no squirrels or pigeons or little birds. So if you find some, just relocate them to a place that is nice and safe for them. But in this case, I'm changing I'm just taking out the sections of shingles that are damaged, and I'm gonna go ahead and put exactly in the same place. Later on in another project, I will obviously put my underlayment, drip edges, and all these other things that are really good, and I'm gonna make some videos about it. So the important thing over here is to understand that because you're so high, you don't want to use power tools up there, right? You want to minimize the amount of power tools that you use on the top, and understand that you need to make as many measurements as possible, be as practical as possible, and start cutting and making all those annotations in a piece of paper, so you can actually say, okay, I need to replace this, and I need this piece, and I need to do the other piece, and I need an angle over here, and I need another angle over there. So you want to make sure that you have all the stuff as organized as possible, so you can actually make all the cuts on the bottom, put them on your lift, and then bring it all the way up. And in fact, if you find little sections that you're missing, for instance blades or another section of wood that you forgot to buy, then you go ahead and buy it, and then just install it whenever is necessary. So now with the rig up here, I'm able to start cutting the sections. And in this case, this section of the tongue and groove, we're not cutting 45-degree angles on the edges, so I went ahead and used a belt sander to be able to do those edges, just to kind of replace that section that was rotted. And now I have some nice angles over there, and it looks just like the one that is placed on top. So that is the beauty of being able to just kind of repair and make things that look exactly like the ones that were before, and using this type of equipment. Now be careful when you're working. You want to make sure that people know that you're up there, people know that you're going to be working with this type of equipment, because if they don't hear from you, it's because you failed, or something's going on. So this lift actually can hold about 500 pounds, and I'm 450 pounds right now. I'm just 220, but this can actually carry some of the load over there in a safely way, in a safety matter, and I'm able to work nicely. So because I'm not showing exactly what I'm doing over here, I'm sistering a lot of the areas. A lot of people make these vent cuts and they never put support, so I went ahead and put some extra supports on the sides. I replaced the ones that were rotted. I sistered all these corner beams, these 2x6s that were damaged, and I'm going to go ahead and just put all the wood, the shingles together again, the same way they were before. And I'm able to take all these out, clean everything, make sure that everything is prepared before the storm approaches. And I know that it will be safe, and it won't be just kind of getting rotted with the water that is coming. So this is it.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things. You can see that a lot of the shingles are falling, so the roof needs a lot of care, a lot of attention, right? All these pieces need a lot of attention, so I'm doing my best. This machine is awesome. The one that I'm using right now, it goes about 45 feet high, but still I need another 20 feet, so I can actually reach to those sections that are higher, and so I don't fall while I'm holding wood and stuff like that. This one is great. I'm fixing the front. Those eaves are just going really well, but still a lot of work. I'm using a lot of screws instead of nails in this case, because that you can see that the nails were just popping out. So let's hope everything goes well, that I don't fall from these heights, and that I can successfully finish a lot of the things. Now I'm very happy that we were able to finish all these things, and now you have a little more understanding of how you can safely replace all that wood that is damaged in your house. We made it just on time. The storm is coming, and we want to make sure that everything is covered. At least those corners were dripping and water was getting inside the house, so now it's a little more stable. But still a lot of more work to do in the house. A lot of more before I can put the new shingles. See how high I am right now. But well, I'm glad that now you can see some of the processes that you can do to repair your historic houses. And I'm glad that I can help a little bit. So just be safe when you're working in these things. I'm sorry I don't have enough light because now I'm on top of this thing. But I'm glad that we finished it. All right, take care, guys. Bye. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, now you're seeing this clip, it's because I deserve this little hand like that, right? And besides that you will subscribe to my channel so you can learn more things, how to save a ton of money, and how to learn stuff that you may never thought that you will be able to learn. I'll see you soon.